Welcome to zwartips.com. This video is going to be about attacking. Before you attack someone, there should be some prep work that you should do. It's not good to just go willy-nilly attacking someone without having a proper boosts or equipment on your hero. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I actually have an available march. So towards the bottom, if I click on that tab, I have one available march, but I have some other troops on resource tiles right now. So I know I can at least do one march. That's good. Next thing I want to do is check some of my items. So if you click on the items at the bottom and you go to my items, and in this case I'm going to be verifying that I have a shield, which is important just in case you're attacking someone and they retaliate or there's going to be a CO against you. You want to make sure you can protect yourself in that situation, so it's good I have at least an 8-hour or a 24-hour one available. I also like to verify that I can move around. You want to be able to jump around the map if you need to. So if you go to the special tab under my items, I can see I have an explorer. That means I can select any place on the map and jump to that location. And it might also be good to have a wanderer. If I just need to quickly escape somewhere, you just hit that wanderer and you'll be randomly teleported to somewhere on the map. Another good one is the resend order. Basically, if you do a march and you realize you made a mistake and you want to send your troops back, you can do a recall. So that's good to have that one available. It's also good just to kind of browse through here and make sure you have some available items if you need to during your attack. Let's go ahead and talk about boosts, attacking boosts specifically. So go ahead and click your avatar up at the top left, and we'll go to the boost tab. Most important one here for an attack is going to be assault. That's going to give you a 20% boost on all your units attacking that player. Another good one here is going to be the military auxiliaries. That's going to be the operation unit boost, so you can add up to 20% more units on your attack. So that's a good one to have. There's also some other good ones like the recon defense. It's nice because no one will be able to do a recon on you while you're out there attacking. So they won't be able to see what troops you have and so forth. Next thing I do is let's look at the hero that I'm going to be attaching to my march or my attack out there. So we have some multiple different heroes here. I'm just going to select the hero that I normally attack with. I'm going to see what gear this hero is wearing, see what boosts or items or material is on that equipment. So I'll just kind of glance at that, verify everything looks good. If not, I'll go over to my armory and I can add any alloy that I need to add to the specific equipment. So I can add that, change things, do whatever I need to do. Alloy is very important and material is very important with your hero, because if you're going to be attaching them to your attack, they're going to provide significant boosts or definitely help with the attack. This is more of an optional thing. Some people do it. If you go to your prison, and if you have gold, you can go ahead and research some of these cells. So if I click on some of these, you'll get different boosts. In this case, I got a melee attack +5. So you can just keep, it does cost 200 gold each time, but you can keep researching all these different cells and you can get pretty significant boosts, and these are stacked. So if I got another melee attack, let's say 10%, that'd be up to 15% and so on. So there's some really good ones, but again, this is very random. Doesn't mean you're going to get, doesn't mean it's going to help with your attack. You might get a research boost, which wouldn't help with an attack. You might get a building boost, which wouldn't help with your attack, but sometimes you might get lucky, you might get attack one. So some people use gold to go and fill this up before their attack to have a pretty significant boost level on that. Next thing we're going to do is go to the map, and we're going to find our target. So I'm going to search around the map. Okay, this person, just some random person, but in your particular case, you're going to want to find some target that maybe has resources, or if you're in a kill event, or an enemy, so forth. So once you click on their city, or even before you click on their city, you'll see their name. And in this particular case, this player does not have is not part of an alliance. If he was, you would see the brackets in front of the name and it would show what alliance this person's in. You might want to consider what alliances you're attacking first, because the other members of that alliance might retaliate against you. So that's a whole diplomacy thing with your alliance, so that's kind of a whole nother video. But basically, just keep in mind, if you attack someone from a big alliance, expect a retaliation where they might attack back. So now that we selected the city we're going to attack, I'm going to click on the eye for information. and I'm going to click the profile. Lots of information here. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is total power. In this particular case, this player is a very low player. Looks like an inactive account, only 700 power. Another thing that's important is the unit power. So the unit power is how many troops that player has. So if it's a million troops, unit power on that, that's going to be someone that's maybe a little dangerous. You want to be cautious with attacking them. So if we were to click on a little bit more powerful player around this city somewhere, not too many on this map, but if we were to click this level 10 person, go to their profile, we can see they don't have any unit power. But if you find someone with high unit power, just be cautious, because those are the troops that you're going to be fighting when you attack their city. Doesn't necessarily mean those troops are in their city. They could be out marching or collecting resources, but a lot of times they are priced in that city, and when you go to attack, they're going to be defending that city. Hero power is important here to look at. Technology effect, this basically shows how advanced this player is, building function. Towards the bottom here, we have the battle review. This is going to show their experience stats, their war stats. So shows how many victories they have, how many defeats, their winning ratios. So this can also help you decide how advanced this player is. Maybe you might want to consider choosing a different target if there are too many victories, kind of fortifications lost. If that's a high or low number, that might dissuade you or make you choose to attack them. So a lot of good information here. You always want to check this the player's stats before you attack them. Next thing you can do to get more information is the recon. So if we go ahead and click on their city and do a recon, it's going to cost 1,000 silver. Go ahead and confirm that. You're going to be sending just one little motorcycle over to their base. It's going to give you some information. So if you go to your reports and you click on that recon information, it's going to tell you, possibly, depending on their recon research or counter recon stats, you might not be able to get any information here, but sometimes you might get lucky, and this will show you what troops they have, how many troops they have of that certain type, what resources they have, if this is going to be a good target or not. So based on that information, let's say they had a whole bunch of melee troops, but they didn't have any vehicles. That might let you know that you want to attack them with vehicles, because vehicles are experts at killing melee. Or if they have a whole bunch of vehicles, you know you can hit them with a gunner, because gunners have an advantage over vehicles and so forth. So with all that information, you can go ahead and send your attack, click on the attack. You can do the optimal button, which automatically will select the best units for that. You can, of course, customize this the way you want, or you can start out without using the optimal button and really specifically choose what troops you want to send. Once you're all done selecting the troops, make sure you add a hero to it. This is the hero from previously we looked at that we made sure had the right gear, that's boosted it, and so forth. And once you're done, go ahead and do your march and confirm.
On my way, sir.
And the march is going to be heading towards the target now. Go ahead and click on the marching down at the bottom. This will show you the time it's going to take before your march reaches the target. So we see we have 1 minute and 18 seconds before it's going to reach the target. Okay, we can see that the march is now going to finally reach the target. It's going to do a little animation. We can zoom in here. It's going to show them shooting and so forth. Right when you see them do the attack, it's already over now, even when the animation is playing. And if we click on the little war video down at the bottom right, it's not really a video. It's just going to show you the stats of this attack. It's under your reports, under mail also. So we can see here it's going to give the information of how many units were killed, if you won or if you lost. In this particular case, got a victory. This player was inactive, really no power at all. But this will tell you how many experience you gain, how much experience you gain for your hero, how many units you killed, how many units you lost for you and your target. And that's basically it. Thanks for watching.